guys, welcome back to Eyes Forward Co. Today, this weekend, we have a little bit of change of plans. We were planning to go to an event out in Tucson. However, just worked out a little bit better that this next weekend on June 8th, Modded Kultures throwing their event here locally in Phoenix. So we figured we're gonna go drive that and get some seat time on West Course. So that being said, opened up this weekend a little bit to get some things done around the place that have just needed to be done. Namely, cleaning up the disaster zone that is the garage. Now, it's not necessarily bad. The main thing that's been a big problem up until now is storage. I haven't had any place to keep all my tools. Luckily, all the tools, come in their own containers and boxes. The problem is that all those containers and boxes are on the shelves, which kind of eliminates any of our storage that we would have for other things like engine parts or extra tires or God knows what else, fluids, detailing products, all that stuff. So today, that's the first part. We went and picked up this pretty nice Craftsman box, 4 drawers, has a ton of storage for what it is, and we got it for a really decent price. And the nice thing is there should be enough storage in just that alone to be able to put all my tools away and give it a place that's not a shelf. But yeah, we're gonna get the garage sorted, and then I do need to switch out the fluid in the transmission, just because I've never done that, and I don't think anybody's ever done that on the car. So that's gonna be my other project for today. And then next weekend, the video will be a lot more exciting because we'll actually be at the track. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the phone down and start cleaning up this garage and hopefully giving everything a place of its own. So the people who lived in this house before us really did not take any care to make sure that the garage was vacuumed or clean. Never really got around to vacuuming up all the spiders and cobwebs and everything. So that's why I'm kind of going around right now. There's some really big spiders in the garage, and I would prefer not to get bit, but I really don't want either of these two to get bit. So I'll knock the rest of these out. We also got a few more of these light bars like I have back there. They're not necessarily garage lighting, but they're really bright for what they are, and they don't take very much power. We're gonna get a smart outlet and mount 2 more running this way on either side of the garage door. So that way we have even more light in here, especially at nighttime, because we're coming into the summer. The garage is really only gonna be usable truly at nighttime. We're looking at getting a swamp cooler or something for out here, but it just gets too damn hot to really want to work out here. So that's something that'll be coming in upcoming videos. I'm almost wrapped with the garage, so let's just get the finishing touches and then we'll move on to getting the car worked on. All right, we got most of the garage done right now. And I'm feeling really good about it. Honestly, this is about as good as the garage has ever looked. But as of right now, I'm gonna wrap up what I'm doing here and just kind of find a place for everything else. And then we're gonna pull the E46 in. We're gonna get up on jack stands and we're gonna dump that transmission fluid and top that off with some new fresh stuff. So we got the car jacked up. We're gonna start draining the transmission fluid. Unfortunately, I've been running into an issue with some notchiness when it comes to shifting. The other day when I was taking it around the block just to like burp the cooling system and everything, going from 1 to 2 ground pretty bad, which makes me a little bit nervous and also makes me feel like the dude who owned the car before me, like many other things, didn't ever replace the transmission fluid. So I did a lot of research and reading. I'm still not 100% certain on what exactly is the best way to go, but I've read that a lot of people have just thrown 2 quarts of Redline MT90. Especially since in Arizona it's way hotter. It being a thicker oil isn't going to necessarily be a bad thing. And if it's not thick enough, I've read a write-up by UUC that says that a quart of MT90 and a quart of 75 W140 NS could help even more. But I want to start with just 2 quarts of MT90 just to make sure that A, it's got fresh oil in it. Just because it is a G-Track, it's not the most reliable gearbox in the world, and then we can kind of go from there. So I'm gonna get under the car, go ahead and pop both the fill port and the drain port open, drain the transmission, which is probably gonna take a while, and then we'll go ahead and fill her back up. Well, I got the transmission draining. Honestly, I think I was right on the money with what was going on with my shifts. I know there's only 2 quarts in these BMW transmissions, really, but a little bit concerningly, not very much came out, and it did not look like 2 quarts at all. Not to mention, it wasn't very viscous. It was very, very, very thin. So I'm wondering if the transmission fluid just hasn't been changed in this car ever. It's been about 15-20 minutes. Let's put the drain plug back in, snug her up, and fill this thing. All right, so we're filled up, plugged up. Let's start the car. And hopefully the little bit of transmission noise that I was having, A, is gone, and B, this thing starts shifting better. It's gone. The noise is gone. Yes. Oh my God. Thank God, dude. That noise has been driving me crazy. Essentially, it was just like a gear, like a whine coming from the transmission when I was in neutral, and I'd have the clutch out. And then if I put the clutch in, it would go away. And so that being the problem, I didn't know truly if it was my throwout bearing or the transmission itself. So let me get the car down off jack stands. We'll get it out of the garage, take it around the block, and we'll see if things are actually feeling better. All right, so I took the car on a test drive. As you guys saw, it was shifting amazing. The transmission feels way better. But popped the check engine light, so I'm not really sure why. I mean, I kind of gave it the beans, but nothing harder really than I've ever given it. So I don't own an OBD2 scanner. I probably should, so I'm just gonna run down to AutoZone really quick and grab one. That way I can actually figure out what code is popping. Hopefully it's something that's just really basic, but I'll check back in when we find out. All right, we're back from AutoZone, and here's what we're gonna do. We are going to scan this damn thing and figure out what the hell is wrong with it, or what kind of problem I caused by giving it the beans a little bit too hard. So let's go ahead and get the key in the on position. All right, so it says I got a P0500. Let me do some research, we'll figure out what that is. So the code, not a big deal. P0500 apparently is just for my ABS module. It's something about my vehicle speed sensor not being connected, which is on purpose because I don't want ABS on ever, so I've pulled a bunch of fuses for it. I'm gonna do some research, figure out if I should put those fuses back in or connect it to the wheel speed sensor or what I should be doing. But I'm not super concerned about that as long as it's not like a rod knock or an actual mechanical issue. We just got an Amazon package for the remote control outlet for the new lights. So I'm gonna go ahead and get everything cleaned up in the garage. We'll get those connected, and then we're gonna wrap it up for the day. All right, so it's time to test the lights out. Right here, this is as bright as it's been up until now, which isn't bad, but isn't great. So now, babe, go ahead and hit it. Ooh. All right, yeah, that's a lot better.
That's significantly better, yeah.
That's way better. Hold on, I'm gonna switch it to the front camera. Turn it off. And now on. Oh, yes. All right, yeah, I like that a lot more. That really brightens things up. All right, well, the garage is clean. About as clean as I can get it now, but I mean, it's way better than what it was before. All the tools have a place where they can go, and they're not cluttering up all the shelves. I'm really happy with how this Sunday has went. We got the transmission fluid replaced and it shifts like butter, which is way better than before. Honestly, I don't think there was any more than half a quart of fluid in the transmission. So I'm glad I checked it. There's not much else really to say. I know today we were supposed to be at the track and things just didn't work out with childcare and everything. That track was about an hour and a half away from us, and taking a 1.5 almost 2-year-old toddler that far out and just hanging out at the track, honestly, not the easiest thing to do. She's definitely in that stage where if she decides she doesn't want to be there at that moment, she doesn't want to be there, and there's really no consoling her at that point. So to do that and risk having to have the girls have to drive all the way back home through the middle of the desert was something that we had talked about and we just weren't super comfortable with. This next weekend, it's a local event. We do have a sitter, so Nisha's going to be able to ride along in the car for the first time. I'm very excited about that. So yeah, next weekend will be a lot of fun. I'm glad that we got some things done around the house today. But that being said, I'm gonna go inside and take a shower because I've been outside for going on 5 hours now, and I am sticky and gross. So I'm gonna go shower up and rest. But to cut the rambling short, thank you guys all for tuning into this week's episode. I appreciate the hell out of you. If you liked this week's episode, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. And if you guys haven't already and you guys are coming back and watching week after week, hit that subscribe button. It lets me know that what I'm doing it right. And we're gonna build something that we're all very, very proud of here. But I love you guys. I'll see you on the next week's episode. And until then, take it easy. Peace.